Hello students, Miss Lockhart here. Now that you've learned some about 3D shapes and form, let's go ahead and practice drawing a cone that will then be turned into an ice cream cone. So see here how I'm drawing an oval, and I went over it multiple times until I felt pretty good about the shape of my oval. That's called sketching with a pencil. So sketching is when you just draw until you like it and then you can erase what you don't like. And I drew a line in the middle of my oval to divide it into two. And then I'm going to bring that middle line down to the very almost bottom of my paper. You can touch the bottom of your paper or you can go right above the bottom of your paper. It's up to you. And then put a dot. So oval, dash in the middle. Bring the line down to a dot. Now the fun part. We can connect from our dot to the outside of the oval. We can connect it with a long straight line, and those lines are diagonal lines on the left and the right side to make it look like a cone. It also looks like the letter V, doesn't it? So now I'm going to erase the things I don't need, the marks that I don't like. So I'm going to start with the middle here. That line in the middle was just to help us see where the middle was. So you can erase the middle line, and these lines on the sides here and above the oval. So anywhere, yeah, and that middle line too, that again was just to help us find the middle so we can make a good point for our cone. So you can see here I'm going around the shape, around the cone. I'm going to fix where I accidentally erased some things that I wanted. Okay. Outline this again. Okay, there is a cone. And remember, you can pause the video whenever you want if you need some more time to work on your cone. That is our form we were talking about today. Great job, everybody. Now let's make it ice cream. An ice cream cone. Looky here. So, okay, you can pause it if you need to, but if you want, you can look and see it's almost like a jelly bean on top. You see how I did a curve on the left and a curve on the right? Almost like a heart that doesn't have a point at the bottom, or a jelly bean right on top of that cone. And the very top of the back of the cone was the back of the jelly bean, and I did the little curve. And notice there I'm doing it again, but smaller. I started with a curve in the middle, and then look, curve in the middle, just like that, curve in the middle, and bring it to the left, bring it to the right with two curved lines. And look at that, it looks like soft serve ice cream. It's so fun. Okay, now the fun part at the top, do another curve. It's gonna look a little different though. Okay, so do you see what I did? I did a little curve, I brought it to a point, and then and brought it around the bottom, and it's kind of like a circle. You can do the top of your ice cream however you want. You could just do a circle on the top too. You could do a circle first and then add a little point to the circle if that's easier for you. And you can see we have now created an ice cream cone. Pretty cool. All right, let's draw some waffle texture on our waffle cone. So draw vertical lines or tall lines. I started in the middle, and then I went out to the left, and then I went to the right, leaving them a little separated. And now I'm going to do curves from the top down to the bottom point of the cone. Now the curve is about the same curve as that ice cream right on top. Great, so once you bring your curves down, you're good. And I'm going to erase a little bit of my dot at the bottom because it's kind of dark. Okay. I am feeling happy about my cone. You can also change yours or do whatever you want to your cone. Add texture though, because we sure do like texture. We just talked a lot about it. All right, so I did some more erasing, and now it's the best time. It's coloring time. Okay, I want to do my waffle cone brown, and I'm going to outline. It's great practice outlining, so you can grab any color you want. If you don't want a brown cone, you can do a different color. Any materials that you have, so of course crayons or colored pencils, markers. Definitely go ahead and outline these nice waffle cone texture lines. The vertical tall lines are what I'm doing now. Okay, and now I'm going to do the curved lines that are going from left to right. Okay, doing my best to outline on top of my pencil line. It's okay if it's a little bit off because, you know, mistakes happen. All right, it's outlined. I've outlined the cone, and once you have done that, you can move on to the next step, which is coloring lightly over it. If you used crayons or colored pencils, but if you used markers and used a brown marker, go ahead and color over it with a yellow marker, something lighter, so that you can see the really cool vertical and horizontal lines you just drew. So if it's a crayon, just don't press as hard and it'll look lighter. Same with the colored pencil. Just change your pressure, so don't press too hard. And there it is. I'm even going to erase a little bit more of these pencil lines that are around the outside. It's a little dark still. And I'm going to use a light color for my ice cream, so I want to erase those dark pencil lines. It's sort of a light turquoise. You can use any color that you would like for your ice cream. You can use two colors for the ice cream if you want to make it look kind of swirly. I'm going to just use one color, and then I'm going to add some rainbow sprinkles and a cherry. And it looks kind of like a mint ice cream with that turquoise color. Okay, so I outlined first, and then I'm going to add my sprinkles. Now, keep in mind, after you draw your sprinkles, you're going to have to be careful about coloring on either side of them once it's time to fill in the ice cream. But that's okay, it won't be too hard. And I'm starting here with this, I think it's like red-orange. You can use any color you want for your sprinkles. You don't even have to have sprinkles. What if you had, I don't know, chocolate fudge or something on top? So I'm going to switch to a new color. I'm going to use orange. It's a little bit different from the red orange. Trying to spread the colors out evenly on each layer of ice cream. And some purple here. And these are little dashes. Just little marks, little dashes. Just like sprinkles. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fill it in. See here how I'm coloring around the sprinkles, or trying my best to. And I'm also coloring lightly, which means I'm not pressing down as hard. So that way the ice cream looks like a nice light tinted color. Okay, so I'm filling in the space here with my ice cream color, trying to go around the sprinkles. Because if we go over the sprinkles, what do you think happens? The colors combine, and sometimes they can look kind of brown, but that's okay because you could even have chocolate sprinkles if you did accidentally overlap them. Oh, and I'm going to go ahead and add a second color on top. It's a dark blue. It's just a regular blue on top. You can add any colors you want to your ice cream. Just remember to color lightly so that you can still see your decorations on top. Notice how I'm changing my hand position when I'm coloring around those sprinkles. You can even move your paper around too if it's hard to reach a certain area, or stand up and walk around your drawing to try to color in certain spots that are harder to reach. Okay, that's about done. It's time to go ahead and put a cherry on top. But I guess I'll go ahead and press down a little harder here and outline these middle lines, the curved lines where the layers of ice cream meet. Okay, so to do the cherry on top, it's kind of like drawing a heart, but then don't do a point at the bottom of the heart. Just do a curved bottom of the heart. And I'm using a red, and I'm going to leave a white area in my cherry. Did you see how I drew that crescent-shaped moon? Well, I did that so I would hold on to some of the white space on the cherry, because that white space that I left right there is going to look like light reflecting off of it, and it'll make it look more three-dimensional. So go ahead and leave a little white space if you can, and fill it in with red. And if you would like, you can grab a darker color like dark brown, and on one side of the cherry make it a little bit darker, which will also make the cherry look realistic or from real life. Okay, so the ice cream is finished and I'm happy with the coloring. You can go ahead and pause the video if you want to keep coloring, or you can start working on the background. I'm going to create a fun design so that there's not all that white paper just left there. And it'll be really good practice for creating pattern and symmetry. Take a look here how I'm trying to go around the ice cream. I'm just drawing lines that just come out of the ice cream, and then I'm going to do that same thing on the left side. You can create any design that you want. You don't have to draw lines. You can do shapes, any fun kind of pattern that's the same on both sides. Go ahead and give it a try. And then we're done. Great job, everybody. I cannot wait to see what you've made and what colors you've chosen and how cool your cone looks. Great job learning about shapes and form. Wonderful job.